So, hello everyone. Yeah, we are live. Wonderful. So, let's clear the air here on YouTube. We cannot do this enough, right? Yeah. So uh, there are so many energies on those social medias, and whenever you show up live, and that's something to pay close attention to, right? Also, of course, if you are like not live but live, you would directly communicate with those energies. So yeah, let me see if the mic is okay. It seems to be okay. I don't know. Maybe a little bit low. Well, anyway, I hope you can hear me. I have a whole lot of mess on my desk because I brought some things and I just go with the flow. I just want to like dedicate maybe half an hour or something to look into some things. And first of all, I brought some cards. I'm already choking. So I do a small overall clearing. Krishna, Durga, the Arcturians and their guides, Ashta Command, Intergalactic Committee, Anunnaki, shields, fractals, and spying devices, transform, implants, first layer of the aura and beyond, clear, demonic, satanic, luciferic, source of all evil and other dark energies, clear with the help of Kali, Krishna, masters of the rays and Christ, clear curses in relation to Earth and other locations. Clear the grid and the floors in relation to the sides. In relation to above and in relation to below. We ask Kali, Krishna, masters of the rays and Christ, to remove any energies that are not in highest good for the collective here on social media, on YouTube. Disconnect those energies, those people, maybe also AI agents. Just cut the cords, call back the energy that the collective has given away to those energies throughout all space, time, and dimension. Help to shift everything out of polarity and clear what's in the way for us, for the collective, for me and you, and more broadly, to choose love, right? To always choose love. Let's fill up with love, loving energy, love, peace, joy. And we will see what the focus, what our focus, what your focus is today, and what the divine is bringing to our attention, right? So I'm just giving those cards a shuffle. I'm just realizing that I have not been working with them for quite a while, so just giving them a more in-depth shuffle because I have the time to do so. So yeah, let's shuffle them a little bit and let's see what energies are coming out for the collective, for the twin flame collective, for the collective that is watching right now or later. So I always want those cards to fall out. Well, here we have one. And it says, I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. I think you can see it like this. I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. And that's basically the emphasis for me here is on gradually, right? I can gradually change my vibrational frequency because it really is something that you change gradually, and then after a while you experience the shift, right? And so, yeah, I take another card because it's not so much information. Let's see what comes through. One more card to fall out, please. Whoops, thank you. It's two more. Oh, even three, because they're a little bit sticky. As I said, I didn't use them in the last couple of months. So when I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. It's all talking about inside and outside, right? Whatever I can imagine, the universe can deliver. And to receive what I want, I must not push against unwanted. And we have, like, this red, it's like a red flag, right? It's like uh, and this to me is also a red flag that we really have to wrap our mind around this red flag that we should not push against, because if we are when we are pushing against something, then we are like investing energy. We are not only giving energy to this, but we are calling this into our experience. So I don't want this, I don't want that. It's like you're calling it into your experience, right? As some people say, the universe does not understand. No. And so that's why with our twin flame, um, it's very important how we think about this connection, and how we think, what we think about our twin flame, and how we feel about our twin flame, right? So what this is all about today, I think, is this gradual change and this gradual shift. Changes gradually. I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. So it's happening in degrees, right? And sometimes we have, not only sometimes, a lot of the time, you might feel as if nothing happens. And that's normal, right? It's like it's this back and forth between you, like, going in the direction where you want to go, actually, and old patterns, old belief systems holding you back, right? Once you are in this vibration of love, and then you fall back into old patterns, you maybe talk to someone that you know, or to family members, or you just have a habit of stinking thinking, beating up on yourself, I'm not good enough, or something like that, right? Whatever it is. Well, we could ask, actually. Let's ask. I brought my charts and pendulum. So let's ask, what is the thought pattern for the collective that spirit wants to point out here? It's the fear of being rejected. Yeah, it's the feeling that you will not the feeling. It's the um, expectation that you will be rejected. That's a pattern probably that built has been built over the course of your life, most likely in childhood, right? And most likely you don't have the experience what it feels like to be accepted. Yeah. And to be accepted, that's an aspect of love. To be accepted is an aspect of, yeah, words matter, right? It matters a lot what words we choose, because to every with every person, words will, like, touch on a different vibrational um, instrument, or on a different vibrational side, right? and some will maybe not do a lot when they come at you. This is also why you need sometimes, or along the journey, you need to hear the same things over and over again. Right, we turn and toss, then we go deeper and deeper, and we always try to find that magic path to go to that place where you have that aha moment then, right? That's how it works, because it really needs to go deep. So it matters that what how we word it, like you feel accepted, you feel welcome is also another word, right? So let's ask the chart here, what are those aspects um, that that you've been missing out, that are now that you now um, that are the aspects actually that you can feel in right now. Yeah, so how does it feel to be accepted, not rejected, right? The opposite of being rejected. So it feels like worthiness, right? Now that's something that we often see, that twin flames do not feel worthy of being loved, right? What does it feel like? It feels like relaxation, so much relief, right? You are you don't have to change for to be accepted, to be loved. You can come as you are, right? Come as you are, be who you are, and you are welcome. And that's really something um, that's so true when we think of our relationship with the divine. We first need to build this relationship with the divine, as you know. So we can experience true happiness, right, as well, when we are accepted. We experience so much optimism that comes with this, right? The outlook on the world, what life on life itself, how life goes for us, what things we can expect, all the good that's coming into our life, all the wish fulfillment. Yeah, there is a sense of prosperity, right? Because I often get this prosperity, and what is meant by prosperity is just the whole the whole being that you are, the whole being that you are. So oh, you come with with so many ideas, with so many qualities, with so many skills, so many talents, so many expressions, right? Think of your voice, for example, right? That's very unique to each and every one. So you come with your expression and your soul. I mean, your soul is like, that's what people see and also recognize when they look into your eyes, right? But that's maybe the most obvious thing. But of course, you also have a whole vibrational body, and that's also be felt by others. And so there is a lot of information all around you that people can pick up on. And if you are in sync with that, if you are aligned with that, then you become visible for others, right? So that's the way that it goes, and that's the prosperity, really. So very often I see this with clients, like when they lack prosperity, for example, as children, this always means they have not had that experience of just being welcome with all of who they are, really. Yeah, so they had to behave in a certain way, or certain aspects were like uh, not recognized, not appreciated. Yeah, so that's important, and it's always like nice. And that's really also an aspect of those lives that I'm doing here, like for us, the time to really feel in a little bit, right? To feel in into those qualities. Let's go back to the cards. Yeah. Um, yeah, so there is another thing that this is telling me. it's a lot about, how should I say that? It's a lot also about, um, yeah, feminine and masculine energy in the sense of doing things and receiving things, right? When we think of receiving, now you're probably very often in lack, right? There is no, your twin flame is not showing up, like a lot of things might be missing in your life. So that's the lack that you might perceive, right? Most likely. And then there are like things that we can do, because in fact we really have to show up for ourselves, and we have to learn that. Now, what I mean, the receiving part is not for you to really actively do something. It's more to open up. So there's this feeling into this feeling of relaxation, of being welcome. This could be a whole theme of a meditation that is designed to open you up. That is already doing a lot. I really have to say that. I cannot emphasize it enough. If you haven't uh, gotten my free meditation, it's linked below. I encourage you to do that, because, or other meditations, whatever you resonate with. But it's really like helping you to open up, to relax, and to come into this specific vibrational beingness of receiving. Yeah, you align with your capacity, with your ability to to receive. And basically, we also have to open up then to to not knowing what this would look like. Yeah. But the thing is that we have already created a kind of vibration, and this vibration is already there, right? And that's what we receive. That's what we see. We receive is what we put out there, right? And so, if we are on a higher frequency, then we receive all the things that are on those higher frequencies. So those things will feel good to you. Those things will match your wildest dreams, right? On many levels. So that's the goal. And the other thing, like with being active, because the spread here is talking to me about like being active, and that's really here is talking about the mini steps that we can take. And um, first of all, stop pushing against, relax, right? Open up to receiving. Know that everything that you desire is already created. It's already there for you. You really do not have to work on that. It's there. Your union is there for you, right? That's basically what it is. Your union is there for you. You might not know what it looks like, but it's there. So, and then we have those other like three rather blue cards, right? And this talks about gradual steps, small steps. Here it's talking about your thoughts. When I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. Yeah, when you reverse the thought, and something else is going to show up, as I talked in one of my last videos, that um, what's inside of you is just showing up in your life. It sometimes it takes a little while, and it sometimes takes dedication from you on your part. It depends on what it is. But basically, if you do not need to have perfect thoughts all the time, but just when you always come back to, oh no, actually I like this feeling of being welcome, and actually I even if I'm in, I have experienced something that is not welcoming, I still know that I can feel welcome in this moment. Because, for example, I am welcome in this world. The divine created you just as you are. So that's already something where you are welcome, right? And so, yeah, there's a lot to say on this. It's a whole, it's basically science, right? It's a whole science. I cannot do everything in half an hour. But basically, yeah, reverse the thought, right? We say, oh, I'm not welcome. Oh, actually, first of all, I think I am welcome because I'm here. I am in this world. So I'm welcome. The divine created me. I'm welcome just the way I am because I'm created that way. So that's a given, right? And I have already experienced being welcome. It's maybe hard to trust this, but I stick with the feeling of it. And for sure, I have experienced this with my twin flame, right? There was this welcoming feeling, this feeling of coming home. So you can reverse that and make it just adapted so that you can believe it, right? It doesn't make sense if you're telling yourself an obvious lie that you don't believe. But there are always those little things, and I want to find out together with you what those little things are that you can tell yourself to find that feeling. Because the longer that you stay in that feeling, the more those experiences will show up on the outside. People, places, things, right? And that's just how it goes. So, and it says, whatever I can imagine, the universe can deliver. Just talked about that, right? So, and imagine, so there are people that can visualize easily, right? So, that, and it's okay to visualize, but it's more important to feel. So, if you're not someone who is like visualizing, it really doesn't matter. Start with thoughts and feelings. It's all about the feelings, really, right? Because a thought is always like creating a feeling, or a feeling is creating a thought, right? We don't know. um, yeah, and you will see that on the outside. It's like a mechanism, and just trust this mechanism. Learn to trust this mechanism by experimenting, and that is what this third card is like suggesting when it says, I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. Yes, you can. You can gradually always come back to the next better feeling, always come back to the more positive thought, come back to paying attention to how you feel right now, paying attention to um, what your needs are, how you can like serve yourself, how you can like show love to yourself. And the most important way of showing love to yourself on the twin flame journey is really to take out the time and be there in this moment with you. Yeah, how are you feeling? And it doesn't matter, you don't need to judge yourself. Just be honest with yourself. And whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But by gradually, by trial and error, and just be brave and try, try, right? Be brave and try, and then draw the conclusions, and then learn from that and move forward with that, right? So, and it's never about your twin flame, really, right? So, for example, if well, it could be about your twin flame. It could be about your twin flame, but you should be open to receive from everywhere, right? And I don't mean other potential partners or something like this. But for example, let's go to the topic of communication. When because you're probably like longing for communication with your twin flame. So yeah, then what does it feel like to receive communication, to receive a message, or to receive an email or a letter or a postcard or whatever? And what does that feel like? Um, and yeah, um, then go into the explore that, right? Explore that, and we can do that again with pendulum and the charts. Let's have a look. What does it feel like to receive communication? It feels like being desired, right? Because someone picked you, your address. Yeah. It feels like being worthy, right? Being worthy to take out the time, and someone's thinking of you and is also letting you know. And it's also about peace. Gives you so much peace, right? To know that you are on someone else's mind. Um, Someone, for example, has chosen a postcard for you, or has chosen some emojis or whatever. Um, and just took out the time, right? And that's relaxing as well, because it all ties in into the feeling of being loved, yeah, and that we already had with feeling welcome. So it's basically more or less always the same a little bit. Um, it feels like wholeness as well, right? You feel whole because you feel seen in a way, and that always makes you feel whole. Yeah. So, of course, we are talking about loving communication, right? Not bills or something like that. And then, of course, there are other feelings, like, for example, when you think of your letterbox, or your emails, your inbox, then there might be communication that you do not appreciate at all, and might even make you feel fear or panic. And those are the go tos when it comes to releasing blocks. That's how blocks show up. Something comes into your life, um, and you get an intense bad feeling. That's a block. This can happen with your twin when you are, like, for example, afraid of your twin judging you, you're afraid of your twin flame rejecting you. But we have negative emotions and feelings not only when it comes to our twin flame. We have this like in other areas of our life as well. We should pay attention and clear those blocks. So yeah, yeah. So it's always important to feel in with those. What does it what does it feel like, right? What does it feel like? And then bask a little bit inside of that feeling. And the longer we can maintain that, then the more it's like communicating to the universe, and bringing back, like a feedback loop. It's like a feedback loop, bringing back those desired experiences. And at first they show up maybe with other people, or for sure they show up with other people, but some of those things, they can also show up with your twin, like, for example, communication, right? But it takes a while for us to really learn to stay detached, and to not fall in the trap of wanting something on the outside, but to just take care of what we vibrate, and then gracefully receive what shows up on the outside. and that's for all of us, really, right? For men and women, there is no difference in this mechanism. Yeah, that's why when we are talking, I don't know if there is no. Of course, there is masculine and feminine energy. Yeah, that's in everything. That's within us. That's in everything, really. That's just producing this kind of magnetism. It has nothing to do with gender. So that is there. But we can both of those energies and can of course like receive and give. That's why we always have both, right? And it's inspired action, right? It's like this is our connection with upstairs, with our divine self. That is like um, that is like manifesting thoughts and inspired action. Yeah, I'm sure you have experienced that when you were, for example, like called to 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 write a message to your twin flame or something like that. That is inspired action, can be inspired action. Sometimes we're maybe also afraid, right? You're afraid where what is your twin flame, what is your twin flame doing right now? Is he like forgetting about you? And then you would text. Yeah, so that comes from a place of fear. And you learn on the journey what comes from fear, what actions come from fear, then don't do them, right? They're not leading to anything. You can do them. Can or you can always try, right? That's what I'm saying. um, um, and then try it, right? Even if it comes from fear. But then over the course of time, you get the discernment. You have the connection with upstairs, with the divine, and then you move forward. And the divine always has your back, right? Nothing can really go wrong. Just trust and try to check in a little bit with your higher self where you are and receive guidance, right? And I think I leave it at that for today. I'm just like pulling a message, one last message here for your inner child, because that was something that I want to do on the lives as well. Nurture your inner child. And one last message for the inner child today. Okay, we got four messages. I take them all because there might be different people, different messages for different people, multiple messages for a couple of people. So you can do amazing things. Yes, you can. Treat people with kindness, because that's what's coming back to you then, right? Find joy in every day. And the universe really means in every day. There's joy in every day. Just go out and find it. And remember to be thankful. I feel as if I hear the voice of my twin flame. Remember to be thankful. Find joy in every day. There is no bad weather, right? There is no bad season. You can find joy in every day, and that's what I wish for you, right? That's what I always say. By the way, there will be a video like coming up now if you're watching this live, and yeah, that's what I always say. I wish you a beautiful day, and I see you in the next live or in the next video. Bye for now, everyone. Bye. Let me see here.